During this past year's election, our country witnessed the good, the bad, and the ugly. With so much publicity on the race, it's no surprise that students were coming into school wanting to talk about the election. Teaching students about this topic needs to be done in a non-biased, open-minded way, presenting students with fact over opinion and relative issue over tabloid scandal. And what better way to tie in lessons on politics, election history, and our government than by relating it to a current event in our country. With such a wide range of concepts to cover, rather than splitting them all up, teachers can use a well-known method of teaching to help students really grasp what's being presented: project-based learning. School in higher education and at the vocational level are looked at very differently than school at the elementary level, and with good reason. Our attention span, our ability to focus, and our comprehension is at a much higher level in our 20s than in our earliest years. When we are in school studying for our future profession, there is also a lot of opportunity for hands-on experience. We learn from lectures, textbooks, and research, and then apply our learnings to create papers, presentations, and class discussions. All of the hands-on work in the classroom helps when we're eventually immersed into our field of study. In order to fully understand and be prepared for the future, older students are exposed to the field in many different ways. The same method of teaching can be used at the elementary level. Using hands-on experience to approach elementary learning can take part in project-based learning. Instead of having different lessons and activities that are detached and unrelated, project-based learning integrates all academic and special subjects into one large unit of study. Similar to higher level education, all subsequent activities and lessons lead to and are needed for a final project or goal. In order to take part in a unit like this, students will have to use deeper level reading and writing during the process. It also motivates students to complete the work along the way to their final project because they know that their work is building upon itself. Students in college or vocational school know that all of their learning leads to them being better prepared for their careers. Elementary students will know that their hard work will help them to be better prepared to create their final project. For this reason, there is an order in which these units should be planned. The teacher must first decide what the take-home should be for this unit. What is it that the student will do during this unit, and what will they know and understand by the end? In order for students to understand the content being taught, the teacher must define concepts that will be used throughout the unit and present essential questions to keep students focused on the lesson at hand. The final project and all the activities along the way will need to be assessed. With the lessons being interactive, it's important that the teacher have an accurate way of assessing the goals that are being set for students. Project-based learning usually has units that span for about 6 weeks. It's important to get students excited about what they'll be working on, since they will be focusing on it for an extended period of time. It is the teacher's responsibility to make sure that there is an initiation activity that will get students hooked. Teachers can also get students excited about the unit by letting them know what the big project will be at the end. Knowing that they are working towards this big project can be used as a great motivator. Once the bookends and guidelines of the unit are created, then the teacher can go back and plan the day-to-day lessons to match the Common Core state standards. Looking back at our example of the 2016 presidential election, we can see that using a project-based learning system will give students more opportunity to learn, a better environment to retain knowledge, and allow content to be covered across subject areas. As a hook, the teacher can show the Electoral College Kids video from Schoolhouse Rocks, or put together a KWL chart about how the election process works in our country. Although the theme of the unit is the presidential election, the big idea behind all of the lessons will be liberty. Throughout the unit, students will learn about different freedoms that we have had from the start and ones that we've needed to fight for in order to be the country that we are today. Students can also learn about freedoms that are in the news currently. But all of the lessons will return back to the election and the way that our liberties play a part in the way we elect our president. Towards the end of the unit, students will gather information on the two presidential candidates. During this time, class discussions can be had and journals can be written about how well our liberties and rights match what the politicians are saying and what they have done. Students will be able to use various math skills in order to build a ballot box, build a voting booth, and to tabulate votes. All of this leading up to the big project. Students will use all the information that they have gathered on each candidate and what they know about the presidential election and work in two groups to write a campaign speech. The group will work together to make a video to promote their president, and that video will be broadcast to the entire school, who will later vote. With each classroom acting as a state, the class can chart the results and present the results to the school. Presenting the information in this way helps students to see the importance of learning the material at hand and motivates them to take the work seriously. Like higher level education, they're able to see the big picture and want to make sure that there's a good outcome. Tell me and I forget. Teach me and I remember. Involve me and I learn.